I'm here today with an unboxing video from lovely Sweetwater.com. Camera 1, camera 2. This is something I had on a larger order. I ran into a windfall, as you all know if you watch my channel. I like to be very prudent with my spending because I'm on a limited budget. I was working with a certain company and they screwed me over, so I filed a complaint with the Better Business Bureau and I said, look, I paid these people $600 for the service. They screwed me over. I want $450 of my dollars back. And I told the other company, I'm not closing this call with the Better Business Bureau till you A, fix my problem, and then B, refund 70% of my money, which was the $450. So I used that $450 to place an order with Sweetwater. I know that they're a smaller giant company here in the U.S. that distributes musical gear. And they in particular are in neighboring Indiana. I'm in Illinois. And they were impacted pretty severely by the COVID situation. They actually had to, if I understand correctly from one of their salespeople I was talking to, close one of their warehouses. So with that having been said, knowing that they're good folks, they have a good reputation, and they've been snagged a little bit, I could have gotten my order from Guitar Center, ZZ Sound, Amazon, pretty much anybody but Walmart I could get an Ibanez guitar from. And then this particular unit was an add-on. Several years ago I had a Ditto X2 Looper. Back when I was working I could spend $200 on a pedal, and I absolutely loved that pedal. Besides the normal looper features, it had a reverse feature, so you could do a lot of like Jimi Hendrix recording type riffs, because a lot of his records he would actually have tracks playing in reverse, and I really liked that. But then the water cooler in our utility room leaked. It followed the path of the heating and air conditioning vents and then dumped right into my Ditto X2 Looper, and it died. And I created a song about the death of my poor beloved pedal called Poor Little Loopy. If I remember, I'll link that in the description below. So, still don't have a lot of money to spend, still had that $450 budget, and I wanted to get a guitar, a case, and a looper. So this is the Ditto Riff recorder. It's a combination or a hybrid of a looper and a 4-track. Every looper allows you to record sound and layer tracks, but what happens is they get lost in the mix. It's not easy, even if a looper has the ability with one button, like tap it 9 times to go back 1, tap it 11 times to go back, who does that? So this has actually got forward and reverse buttons on it, so you can go to a previous loop or track. And then it's got a USB feature to download those items, and also Bluetooth. Previously I was using a generic looper sold by dozens of people on Amazon and all over. The one I bought was labeled Rowan. And once I downloaded that, I also tried their upload feature, and it overwrote the configuration file. No one supports the thing, so now that $22 looper I've used for a year is just a paperweight, because I attempted to use the upload feature, which was a piece of crap. I understand this to be download only, but I will take a look at both the USB software and the Bluetooth. Perhaps they've updated it from the last I saw on their website. So enough ado, Sweetwater. Thank you, Matt, for doing a partial order shipping on this for me. While we're still waiting for the art core to be shipped from China, I asked him to ship this for me. All right. Here we go. My son's gonna like this. The swag from Sweetwater, free candy. Put that on the shelf for him. More printed material. We all know how much our friends at Sweetwater, good people they are, don't like trees. They love to kill them. I'm starting to keep this stuff, and at the end of the year I'm going to weigh it and see how much it weighs. good packing material, good packing material, all that for that tiny little box. What do you think, camera one? Camera two? Thoughts? Ooh, heavy. Wiretap Riff recorder from TC Electronics. They brought us the concept of true bypass. That hasn't been done to death. Although the funniest meme I saw about true bypass was Chapman. He was talking about a meme about how Jimi Hendrix was able to entertain 55,000 people at Woodstock without true bypass. Hey Michael, do me a favor, could you get me the meat scissors? Meat scissors, and then just, the scissors.
Oh, scissors.
You'll briefly appear on a video here if you don't mind. Thank you, my son. He's the muscle. He always helps me when I've got something heavy that needs to be carried up the stairs in my apartment. Ugh. All right, that's one way to open a box if your hands are bad. Quick start guide. Super small, great for us old people. I'm not wearing my bifocals right now, but I guess I should be. This apparently opens somehow if your hands are good and your eyes are good. There we go. Kind of underwhelmed. Okay, there's probably too much natural light for the shot, but oh well. I started putting this new wiretap Ditto Looper slash digital recorder into my pedal board, and I figured I better slow down and document what's going on. So, in my recent videos, you've noticed that I've kind of fallen in love with this, and I won't go into the details, this particular device. But to keep this pure and like a normal person would have a pedal board setup, I've taken that out of the chain, that mixer, and I'm going with my Behringer, the way I like to set up a chain. Overdrive first, delay / reverb, then the looper, in this case the looper riff recorder. Again, starting off with the overdrive, into the delay, and then we'll go into the looper. So let's first see if everything's got power. 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 That might have recorded nothing, but we'll see. Do a quick rig rundown here. So, bought this used. I buy almost everything used or discontinued or cheap. VHT head. This was the first generation of a head that's smart and designed to work with apps like GarageBand. I don't use it in this fashion or in that fashion. I use it just as a standard dumb hybrid head. It's got one AX12 tube, and then that's on the preamp section, and the power section is solid state. Then I'm going into a PV6505 cab. Max output on the head's 15 watts. Cabinet's max output is 20 watts. So we're all good there. So you can hear that. See what a little gain sounds like. record. Looks like it's recording. Alright, so that worked. So basically what I did is I arpeggiated it, and now I can flip the chords over. So let's see if we can record that now. Okay, now what I'm hoping is, what it's supposed to be doing is saving each one of those tracks, and I'm calling them tracks and not loops, as a separate WAV file, so then I can pull them back off into my DAW. So I'm basically taking one of my own original songs and I'm laying it down track by track as if I were writing it. So now I'm just going to record the solo. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I think we'll end the unboxing there. What we did is we unboxed it, we gave it a quick try, we laid down 3 tracks, I think, and then I think for the detailed review what we'll do is we'll pull those tracks, we'll see if we can pull those tracks off and pull them right into a DAW. We've got a couple different we can try, and then if that works, this is exactly what I will have wanted. A way to be able to quickly bang out a song on your pedal board without having to get up and get your computer set up and all the tracks armed and everything just perfect and ready to go. You can actually, if this works, lay out a complete song, bring it into your DAW, and then polish it up. I still use Sony Acid version 8. I've maintained that specific version because it has a feature the newer ones have dropped off called Beat Mapper. So what that will do is, let's say in my head my timing was off a little bit when I laid down either the rhythm or one of the lead tracks, it will actually match up the beats on different tracks and change their pitch and their speed basically, and line them up so they are exactly 100% in alignment. So if this works, I don't have to worry about having headphones on and listening to a click track. I can just lay stuff down, and if my timing's off, 5 beats per minute, 20 beats per minute, I can drop it into Acid 8, click on Beat Mapper, and it'll pull all those tracks together and sync them up. So if this works even half as well as I'm hoping, it will take the process of writing songs, at least for me, from like a process that takes days and days and days, even if I know what I want, to something that would take maybe a half an hour. So we'll have to see.